you
Yeah,
guys took that white mask. Where did you guys even find the mask? Just at a Halloween store?
bro, Party City.
Party City. You
You know
guys
what I
took a
mean?
part.
Here's a funny thing is that, like I told you before, the history of the mask was
Okay, so you guys win America's Best Dance Crew.
The crew that will win the $100,000 grand prize and will make history as America's Best Dance Crew is Jabawockeez. Congratulations, you are America's Best Dance Crew.
How was that? Was that like, did you guys go in knowing that kind of like that freestyle session 8 vibe, like we got this? Or was it,
You know what?
I don't know.
No, you know what? I think walking in there, we didn't really care about winning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. We walked in there just knowing that we were going to represent Gary.
So win, lose, or draw, you won in your
Yeah,
mind.
because literally Gary had passed away right before we had got into the show. Literally. You know,
And
he
that's
was,
not to cut you off, but that's what's crazy about the story is that, you know, he saw all of it, but he didn't get to live any of it.
no, I know. Because, you know, here's the thing. We were talking about getting into the show. We got calls to do the audition. And I remember we were in a group call, and to be honest, none of us wanted to do it.
Oh, wow.
We were all like, man, no, we don't want to do that, bro. Like, because at the time, too, we didn't know what reality TV was. Like, only reality TV that you saw was like the real world. And like, no, they're going to have cameras in us in our bedrooms. No, we don't want to do that. Hell no. You know, and I
Right.
remember Gary, who was sick on the phone, was like, "No, you guys are doing it. We're doing it. I don't care." You know,
Wow.
like what's stopping us from doing it? Yeah, we had a terrible time during America's Got Talent, but that shouldn't stop us from moving forward with this show. So we're gonna do it. And I remember being like, everybody was like, you know. And then shortly after, when Gary passed away, we got back on the phone again, and we were like, "Hey, so." They're asking us if we really want to do the show. And we were like, and we had an audition, we already made the show. Because the original group was supposed to be Kevin, Joe, well, Joe, who couldn't do it at the time because he was taking care of his newborn at the time. But it was like Kevin at the time, Fee, Phil, Chris, myself, and Gary. But Gary couldn't do the audition because he was a little sick. So we were like, all right, well, we'll just have Ben do it just in case, and then Gary would be in for later on. But when Gary passed away, Ben ended up taking Gary's spot.
Oh, wait. So Ben is one of the ABDC Jabbawockeez?
Ben Chung, yeah.
Oh, Ben Chung. I'm thinking Ben Stacks. My
No,
bad.
no, Ben Chung, Ben Chung. So
No
yeah,
doubt.
but after that happened, you know, I remember when we got on the show, it was like, whether we win or lose, we're doing this for G. We're just gonna give it our all. You know what I mean? No giving up. There's not going to be, none of us are going to waste our time. We're not going to be lazy about this. We're really going to go in. And that was like the main thing, just to represent Gary, represent G. I mean, even during the show, I think it was the third episode, we had to go to the Bay Area for his funeral. So luckily, MTV was okay with us leaving for 2 days to attend his funeral during the show. And that's something that they didn't even air. They didn't even say anything about that.
Which is good because, with all due respect, right? You're not trying to turn somebody's life, life trauma into ratings. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
So shout out to them for that.
Yeah. So I mean, it was cool, man. Like, you know, when we got to the finals, And winning it was kind of like icing on the cake. It was like, oh shoot, yo, we could actually really win this show now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Now,
because we didn't know that we would get there, but when we got there, we were like, hey, dog, like, it's Cabo Modern and status quo. If we
right.
knock out Cabo Modern, I think we're gonna win.
Word.
And then when Cabo Modern got off, we were like, oh shoot, I think we're gonna win this.
Word. Hell yeah, man. 'Cause, hey, so the show ends. You guys are the champs. Now was Jabberwock taking over the the entertainment industry, being a smash on the entertainment industry? Was that instant, like cut and then Jabawockeez has a meteoric rise, or did it take time? Because I know it was 2 years later when you guys hit the strip. Was it basically 2 years later when Jabberwock mania, I guess you would say, started, or was it instant?
It was instant, dog.
Wow. So before the confetti hit the ground.
Yeah. Like as soon as we got done with the show, it was like, all right, you guys are the first of its kind. We're sending you guys everywhere. MTV was sending us to New York, then we went to Europe, and we went to Asia, and we started touring. We were living out of our suitcases pretty much nonstop. We went on tour with New Kids on the Block. We were the first opening act ever to just be a dance crew, to open up actual tour, like a show.
Wow.
So there was a lot of things that we did that broke grounds at that time. And I just remember different, because we had a lot of different managers at the time too, them saying, man, you guys are great, but we don't know what to do with you guys, because you guys aren't singers, and you guys aren't this. Like, what are we going to do? But we were so unique that we got offered a lot of things at that time. We performed at the Much Music Awards, to the MTV Awards, to the VH1 Awards, to like you name it. People were just hitting us up. And this is even before we established ourselves as like a business at that time. I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't know, is there was a huge struggle, even because we are the first of its kind to do something like that. If you watch if you know a story like TLC, or how certain artists, certain things happen to them with their management, that's Jabawockeez too. We went through a lot, to the point now where we're stable now, because of course, as you get older, you start to understand business, and you start to understand how to own your own company, to be your own boss in your LLC without having managers and having this, having people tell you, hey, you just do creative and then you manage. As you get older,
the classic entertainer story, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry about your bread. I got you.
Yeah. And so, it was definitely like crazy how that all started happening. And like I said, being in Vegas was like the main one.
Oh, really?
That came out of nowhere. Us getting our show in Vegas, we literally went to perform for one of the main executives' daughter's birthday party out here.
Wow.
And because she was a fan of us, and we performed a 20-minute show at the Luxor in a ballroom, and did a 20-minute show, and a bunch of execs from MGM were there, and they saw it and they loved it, and they were like, hey, David Copperfield is out of his studio or out of his theater for 2 weeks. Do you guys want to do a show? And we were like, okay. They thought it was going to be like a small little dance show, but we went all in. Those 2 weeks turned into a month turned into 3 months, 3 months turned into 6 months, 6 months turning, hey, you guys want to be here for a whole year at the Monte Carlo? And then from then on, it just got more and more.
To a decade of hits.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
That is crazy. Now, at any point, did you guys, because, I'm sure everything's moving fast. Zoom, 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 It's like, man, we were just doing, like you say, we were just doing the kind of like showcases, and now we are the show on the Vegas Strip. This is big business, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever take a second to just pause and be like, Gary saw this the whole time?
Every day.
That's crazy, right?
All of us say that. From Fee, Kevin, Joe, myself, even from the old members who aren't in the group anymore.
Right.
Yeah, like Gary already saw this the whole entire time.
That is crazy.
I
never knew the details of the story to like on the level that you're sharing with us now, and it's almost like eerie You know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way, but like, wow, it's like give you
Yeah, man.
goosebumps a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Of
That is
course,
dope,
man.
man. That is an ill story. So now, of course, with the COVID, like you said, everything's kind of on pause as far as man, you guys were in Macau?
This might look like Las Vegas, but it's far from it. This small peninsula of land is China's answer to Sin City, and with gaming revenue that's 5 times that of the Las Vegas Strip, it's become one of the wealthiest places on Earth. Macau is rich, and it's only getting richer, with the International Monetary Fund tipping it to surpass Qatar as the wealthiest place on Earth by 2020. So how did it get so rich? One word.
Yeah.
That's like big balling. That's like what's his name? Pacquiao fights and stuff like that. Macau.
We're actually one of the first hip hop shows to actually be in Macau, like a theater show.
That is
At the
insane.
MGM. And then the stage there was crazy. They had like
Now was the starting lineup doing these shows, or because I know you guys have that's one of the beauties of the mask, right? If somebody can get to the performance level, they can be hired, right?
Yeah.
And you guys can't be everywhere at once. So were you guys doing the Macau, or was that the team?
At this point, when we started doing Macau, it was initially the team that helped put the show together, and we're a part of that team. You know, when we first got out here at Vegas, of course, we're doing the shows every day. You know, but your body can only take so much. You know, from performing Thursday through Monday with 2 days off, but you're doing about 10 shows a week.
Ooh.
Right? And those shows consist of being like an hour and a half at the time to 70 minutes. And literally it's just you on that stage. It's not like you're just doing background dancing behind a singer. You know, you are the artist. You are who they're looking at, you know? And so we ended up at that time, I think 2011, we started getting auditioning for cast members. Luckily, a lot of the people that were under our wing from our different dance groups that we were a part of auditioned. And so they ended up getting the jobs with us and training with us till this day. They're still a part of the company. And so, and of course, down the road, as you get more to do more shows, you hire more people, and you have those leaders that have been with you since 2010, 2011, to kind of go a higher level and help us with directing, help us with choreographing, being captains in the show. All along, while still the original Jabberwockeez are help directing the shows and putting the show together, music, production, lighting. Like even though I love dancing, right? A lot of my work that I do in the shows now is more on the back end. It's more directing and producing and production elements, from music to lighting, making sure that that's all set up, from, you know, making formats and plans to know what the stage is going to look like for the shows. You know, from casting who we're going to use and who we need, who's going to lead for certain shows. And then once that's all said and done, I put myself in because I still love dancing.
There you go. Word, man. That is dope.
Yeah.
And I'm not good enough, man, but can I get a job? No, I'm just messing with you.
Let's figure it out.
Yeah, man. All right, now, you know, I know you're 1,000% in the know and in the mix of what's going on in the breaking scene, and you are definitely aware 2024 Paris.
Only reason is because we have to remember that our scene consists of like different artists. You know what I mean? You have your competitive artists that are, you know, more into the competition side. You have your Cypher artists who are just more into the circle and the artistry of it. You have, you know, you could say your footwork, more, I guess you could say underground type of side of this dance, which is kind of like and one.
For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Also, feel free to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Beyond the Cypher. Let us know how we're doing in the comment section, and to make sure you don't miss anything from the channel, smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support, so peace until the next episode.